Hi YouTube family, this is Zahara M2 coming at you with a question. I would like responses on why you continue to straighten or relax for all the years that you did. I've been doing a little soul searching lately. In fact, this whole natural hair journey has been very emotional for me. I just started thinking about how we of African descent, and usually ethnic persons, hardly ever saw positive images of natural hair beauties in the media up until about 10 years ago. Even though I'm an educated professional, I still felt the need to relax, to assimilate into Western standards. And I was almost moved to anger a couple of times when people came to me asking, oh, why don't you put a texturizer in the big girl's hair? Or why don't you straighten the little girl's hair? It's so long, it must be really hard to deal with. And I'm a pretty gentle person. I am hardly ever angry. And so I had to really examine myself and, say, why am I angry? And you know what? I'm angry because I always hated straightening my hair. I always hated relaxing my hair. My hair is so thick when I was younger that I believe they started straightening my hair when I was around 3 years old. And relaxers, I was one of those people with sensitive scalp, and so I would get the scabs and the burns, and the scabs would heal maybe by the time it was time for the next perm. And by the time I was an adult, I was still doing it, and even though I used mild relaxer or tried to use children's relaxers, I still had the same result. I still had massive burns every time. But why did I keep doing it? Why? You know why? I think it was fear. Fear that I wouldn't be accepted. Even though I'm a professional, even though I'm educated, I think it was fear that I would be seen as maybe a militant black. And I don't know, I thought, why would I think that? Sometimes the way you behave has to do with where you were raised. I was raised in the southern U.S., in North Carolina, in fact, and we were taught, assimilate, and when you get the job, your education and the job, you can do what you want to do. What they didn't say is assimilate to the point where you fry your scalp. They didn't have to say it because we saw them doing it. And by the time we were old enough, they did it to us too. It's really sad. It's almost like an ingrained hatred of self. And I love me. I'm very confident. I just don't know why I didn't feel confident enough to stop relaxing, even though my body physically rejected the entire process. I don't know. Jesus. Do we as ethnic persons want to be so accepted into Western society that we'll fry our scalp and do it to our children? Not my girls. I would like for them to be judged and evaluated on their merit. That's what I try to teach them. And it's actually was one of the motivators for me to do my big talk. I wanted them to accept themselves, and I want them to see me accepting myself. I'm just so glad I lived long enough to finally do it. It's like the last hurdle, having euphoria here. Natural hair is wonderful. It's beautiful. It's just like us, diverse, and, it's a journey. We're all working to find out what products do or don't work, what kind of curl you have, how it responds to products. That's just all a part of it. But isn't it sad that, I'm almost 40 years old, that I had to get to this age to experience that, while other people just wake up, wash, and go? Good Lord. Well, when you know better, you do better. And sometimes, my